sit or lay down. Now we're going to take a few deep breaths. Face forward with a gentle gaze. And now, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now on the next out breath, gently close your eyes. So deep breath in and out. Gently close your eyes and get ready for the next adventure. It's about 8 p.m. on a Saturday night. A light drizzle is falling as you walk along the sidewalk of a bustling city. Busy people pass you on either side, hurrying back and forth. You're a bit cold and a bit wet. Not so much that you're irritated, but just a bit uncomfortable. And the rain doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. You might as well look for somewhere to wait out the storm. You turn to your left and see a small local restaurant. You look up at the sign, Uncle Billy's Bar and Grill. The restaurant doesn't look very impressive. Definitely not your first choice, but the idea of some warm food and a place to wait out this rain sounds like just what you need. You head inside, and the cozy restaurant begins to warm you up. That feels so much better. You stand near the entrance and begin looking around. The decor here is unique and not really your style. You just wait patiently and hope that the food will be worth it. Eventually, a thin woman with dark brown hair emerges from the back and scurries over to you. "Hi," she says. "Welcome to Uncle Billy's. Just one tonight." You nod with a smile. She grabs a menu from a nearby shelf. "Follow me over this way," she says. She leads you over to a small booth, and you take a seat. She hands over the menu. "I'll be back in a few," she says as she walks away. You start looking the menu over page by page. Yikes. You're not seeing anything that looks super appetizing. Eventually, after looking for a few minutes, you pick a dish that looks somewhat decent. The woman comes back and you tell her your order. She takes the menu from you and heads back to the kitchen. You sit quietly at the table and peer out the window. The rain is falling hard now. You're grateful to be inside. You turn back towards the entrance. A group of people walk in. They seem to be in a hurry. A few of them are talking with a man who seems to be the manager. Some of them walk towards the back. They seem to be setting up something. Maybe a camera. You're not sure. Before you get a good look, the waitress comes back with your order. She sets the meal in front of you. "Wow, you're no food critic, but that looks pretty lousy." You thank her anyway, and she moves to the next table. You take a closer look at your order. It doesn't look anything like the picture. But I mean, you paid for it, so you might as well try it. You get ready to try your dish when you hear a man with a deep British voice behind you. "Absolutely dreadful," he says. You turn around, and and standing behind you is world-famous chef Gordon Ramsay. Doesn't look very fresh, does it? He says. That's because it's frozen, not fresh. You look around, confused. Several people holding cameras are positioned all around the restaurant. You can't believe it. Are you on Kitchen Nightmares? Gordon looks at your plate. I'm sorry, he says, but I can't allow you to eat that. The manager, a middle-aged, scowling man, walks over to Gordon. Gordon scolds the man. I can't believe you are okay with serving food of that quality to your customers. He gestures at your plate. I wouldn't feed that to my dog. The closest cameraman moves in to get a close-up of your order. You can't help but grin a bit as Gordon continues scolding the manager. Eventually, the manager throws his hands up in the air and stomps back to the kitchen. The cameramen stop recording and begin getting ready to leave. Gordon walks over to your table. I'd like to apologize on behalf of this restaurant, he says. He then gestures to the kitchen. Donkeys, all of them. My restaurant is just across the street, he tells you. I'd be happy to make you a fresh meal to make up for this disaster. You tell him you'd love to, but you're not sure you could afford to go there. Nonsense, he says. It would be my pleasure, free of charge. You graciously accept his invitation. He assures you that the set crew will take care of the cost of the meal you ordered here. And with that, you get up and follow him out of the restaurant. To your relief, the rain has stopped, and it feels much better outside than it did before. You walk with Gordon Ramsay to the crosswalk. A couple members of the filming crew are walking with you. One man in a suit is talking to Gordon about something related to the show. You can't really hear the full conversation. Gordon just nods his head. All right, sounds good, he says, and the man hurries off. You continue crossing the street until finally you reach the other side and gaze at the restaurant before you. Every inch of the building exudes luxury. It looks like the sort of restaurant you'd see on TV. You can hardly believe you're going to get to eat here. Gordon leads you inside. This way, please, he says to you. Let's get you a table. As Gordon walks into the restaurant, his staff notice him immediately. He walks to the front and approaches a sharply dressed waiter. Hello, chef, the waiter says in a thick French accent. What can I do for you? This is my special guest for the night. Gordon motions over to you. Please find a table for them and put their order on the house. The waiter nods. Of course, chef. I hope you enjoy your meal, Gordon says to you. He then makes his way back to the kitchen. As Gordon walks past, guests begin to take notice and murmur to each other. Is that Chef Ramsay? You hear one say. I can't believe it, says another. The waiter gives you a smile. Please, follow me. While you follow the waiter, you take in the interior of the restaurant. It's beautiful, refined but not over the top, classy but comfortable. You're already daydreaming about food. Eventually, he cozy corner of the restaurant. "Will this table be all right for you?" he asks. You give him a nod, and you take a seat. He hands you a glistening red menu. "Please take your time," he says, "and let me know when you're ready." With that, he saunters off. You open the menu in your hands. It's surprisingly simple. There's only about 10 or so dishes to choose from, but everything looks so good. Each page looks better than the last. How are you going to decide what to choose? Eventually, you make your decision. What did you decide on? The waiter makes his way back with a glass of ice water. He sets the glass down on the table. "Are you ready to order, or would you like some more time?" the waiter says. You tell him which dish you chose, and he smiles. "That's my favorite," he says, with a raise of the eyebrow. "I hope you'll enjoy it." He collects the menu from you, and you watch as he makes his way to the kitchen. However, before he can get to the kitchen, you see Gordon Ramsay emerge, and he stops him. The two talk for a moment, and Gordon nods. You then watch as Gordon takes his place amongst the other chefs. No way. Is Gordon Ramsay making your dish himself? Growing with anticipation, you watch as Gordon begins preparing the food. It's like watching poetry in motion. Every action he makes is precise and fluid. You can tell he makes the utmost effort to ensure the quality of his food. You're salivating. Even from your table, the dish looks so good. Within minutes after you ordered, Gordon is finished, and he places the dish on the counter for the waiter. Shortly after, the waiter grabs the dish and begins heading your way. The waiter reaches your table and sets your food down. The presentation is impeccable. Every ingredient plays a role in the presentation, and the dish shines with creative flair. It looks like the cover of a magazine, sitting right in front of you. And the smell. Who knew such amazing smells even existed? You're already salivating. "Does everything look all right?" the waiter asks with a smile. You nod excitedly. "Then please, enjoy," says the waiter, as he makes his way to the kitchen. You pick up your silverware. You can't wait a moment. Slowly, you move a bite of food to your mouth. Words cannot describe the experience you're feeling. It's unlike anything you've ever tasted before. Every flavor, every texture, swirling together to form the perfect combination, all while maintaining perfect balance. A soft grin forms over your face as you savor the bite. You take the next bite, and then the next, each bringing a new experience, and each telling a new story. Finally, you take the last bite, and slowly let your meal come to a conclusion. You feel perfectly satisfied. You've never had a meal quite like that. The waiter walks back over. He seems says with a small chuckle. You nod your head reassuringly and tell him how amazing it was. He's glad to hear you enjoyed the dish. He takes your plate and wishes you farewell. Have a wonderful night, he says. You begin getting ready to leave when you look up and realize Gordon Ramsay is standing right next to you. I just wanted to check in and see if everything was all right, he says. Did you enjoy the meal? You tell him it was amazing, and he nods. Thank you. It was my pleasure, he says. He then wishes you a good night and begins walking back. After a few steps, he turns around. Oh, and make sure to stay away from Uncle Billy's, at least until those donkeys learn how to run a proper kitchen. You laugh and nod, and with that, Gordon walks off into the kitchen. As you begin walking out of the restaurant, you take one more look at Gordon in the kitchen. It truly is a marvel, watching such a master at work. You feel truly grateful to have been able to experience his cooking firsthand. You step outside. The clouds and rain have passed, and the sky is clear. The ground is wet from the rain, and the world around you is quiet and peaceful. Your belly feels full, and your appetite is satisfied. You make your way home, reflecting on the amazing night you just